Tonight, two nations square off on the biggest stage in women's football as the Mexican national team faces the Los Angeles Black Storm. It's the XLeague next.
You got your shot. What are you going to do about it?
All that's relevant is the 7 of you on that field at any given time.
You've been waiting so long to play this game.
Here's the hit. Man,
we're going to war, because we're not here just to win.
Oh, what a hit.
We're here to dominate.
Oh, my goodness.
We're here to take that #1 spot.
He now throws it back. Unbelievable. Turn it on the afterburners, being chased.
Everybody's giving their blood, sweat, and tears.
Time. Finally throws, and it is gone. And he took a big shot. Throwing end zone, it is caught. Rolling to the left, looks down the field. Open, catch made, touchdown.
You've given your heart and soul, so why not give it your heart and soul when you go out there?
Welcome to Irvine, California, just south of Los Angeles, site of tonight's XLeague regular season finale. And welcome inside our XLeague broadcast booth alongside Elaine Grigg. I'm Kit McConico. And Elaine, a huge game. We're talking about the growth of women's football, the expansion globally as the Mexican national team makes the trip north to take on Los Angeles. And not just that, if that wasn't enough, well, LA still a chance to get into the postseason, but they need a victory tonight, and they need a big one at that.
Absolutely. It really is an exciting game from a global perspective. But if you look at the standings, you'll see that Los Angeles is chasing Austin for that 4th and final playoff spot in the XLeague. But in order to do so, they have to win big tonight by 35 points big.
And if they're going to do that, they're going to have to rely on their top offensive duo, the Lopez sisters, starting quarterback and running back. Not the best outing for those two in that Week 2 loss down in the Lone Star State against Austin. They're going to be looking to get things in gear early and often tonight, but it's not going to be easy as they're taking on a great team led by a legendary coach, Raul Rivera, one of the top coaches in Mexican football history. His resume speaks for itself, what he's been able to do. 4-time Coach of the Year, 6-time collegiate national champion, 3-time women's national champion. And we had the opportunity to sit down with the legendary coach earlier to see what we can expect from his team tonight.
El equipo de las Quetzales fue formado en una convocatoria donde tuvimos 3 tryouts. En estos tryouts asistieron jugadoras de toda la República Mexicana. Realmente yo me sorprendí de la convocatoria que tuvimos por la gran cantidad de muchachas que fueron, del empeño que pusieron, del corazón que pusieron en las pruebas, de la energía que demostraron con tal de formar parte de este equipo.
So the Quetzals All-Star team was formed with 3 tryouts. So it came together from athletes all over Mexico, and the coach was very surprised at the level of excitement and the energy that these athletes displayed to be a part of the XLeague. He's very proud of that part of that. It came from all over the country, and they've come together to form the Quetzals All-Star team.
Técnicamente y tácticamente, nosotros nos hemos enfocado en lo siguiente: una defensiva agresiva, una defensiva que va a ir a atacar a la ofensiva del equipo contrario, que tenga un buen tacleo. Y ofensivamente hablando, hemos confiado en la repetición. Vamos a tratar de controlar el balón y vamos a través de la ejecución, tratar de meter puntos en el marcador.
So tactically and technically, they focus primarily on 2 philosophies on offense and defense. Defensively, they're going to focus on aggressive play and great tackling. On the offensive side of the ball, they focus mainly on ball control and executing ice cold with no mistakes.
En cuanto al escenario y lo que representa jugar en la XLeague, realmente lo tomamos como algo muy importante. Estamos valorando la oportunidad que nos están dando y vamos a disfrutar todo esto. Desde que llegamos ha sido una gran experiencia. Desde que pusimos un pie en Estados Unidos ha sido una gran experiencia como liga. El escenario y todo lo que la XLeague representa para nosotros es una oportunidad única y la pensamos aprovechar. Las jugadoras van a disfrutarlo, pero van a estar enfocadas en dar el mejor partido que puedan hacer en su vida.
So taking the opportunity to play in the XLeague is of high importance to them. The ladies are going to have a great time. They're going to have fun with it and take in this entire experience, but they're also going to be very focused on executing a great game today.
Certainly an impressive coach, to say the least. The question is, will he have his athletes ready for the biggest stage in women's football? We'll find out coming up next. Welcome back, Great Park Championship Stadium, Irvine, California. An international affair. The Mexican national team taking on the LA Black Storm. Side from south of the border will have the opening possession, led by quarterback Carla Villavicencio. Villavicencio spoke with Coach Rivera earlier this week. He said she is very smart. Will probably have to adjust to the speed and the physicality, and she will need to do so quickly. First snap, it's a handoff, and met at the line of scrimmage. A short gain, if any.
Just like you said, Kit, the Mexican team, they're going to have to learn how to compete with the physically bigger, physically faster United States teams, especially this one here from LA. They've got speed to burn, and Mexico's having a little trouble on that first play.
Be 2nd and 10 for Villavicencio and company. Again, 35, the magic number. Los Angeles Black Storm need to win by 35 to book their spot in the postseason, and it's going to be a flag movement. One of the wide receivers from the national team jumping.
False start on 25. False start. Number 25 offense. 5-yard penalty.
You won?
Replay, 2nd down.
Mateo Vasquez with the jump. We take a look at the starting offense for the Mexican national team.
No importa si eres interno o externo. Sale en triple izquierda. 342. Engaño de
Fernanda Rodríguez, receptora.
Stop. Recto. Bola al 1, bola al 1.
Take the opportunity to say, nos gustaría aprovechar la oportunidad de dar la bienvenida a todos nuestros televidentes de México y todos los aficionados del All-Star de México para este histórico partido de esta noche. Un placer tener ustedes con nosotros y gracias por acompañarnos. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and long. And Elaine, a tough start for the side in the tricolor.
And it's a little tough. You know, the snap's a little high. The rush is right there in her face in the beginning. And lucky that Carla Villavicencio was just able to get that pass off, Kit. That was going to be tough. And the Mexico line, they're going to have to adjust a little quicker than what we've seen so far. Get as fast as they can to be ready to face that LA Black Storm rush. It's going to be a long night.
Speaking of that Black Storm defense.
Lindsay Cash, cornerback. Raquel McLeod, safety.
Kessler, Cash, McLeod leading the way. Mikel McLeod, active duty LAPD officer. Coach Rory Derry said she has been having some great practices and expect big things from number 56. To the air they go, and this one almost intercepted.
I think what you got here is you've got 3 players that go up for the ball at once. One of these players has to make a call in the air, whatever the lingo is for that defense for I got it. Sometimes it's an Oski call. Oski, Oski, Oski. That means I'm going to go get it. Everyone else get out of the way. When that doesn't happen, you don't communicate it. You have 3 players go for the ball, and no one ends up catching it.
Lindsay Cash closest to it. Couldn't come up with the INT, so it'll be 4th and 15. For the Mexican national team at their own 10-yard line, and they will punt this one away. Punt is blocked. LA with it at the 5-yard line, and that is where they will start. The punt block from LA, and the Black Storm in great field position.
And that's what we were talking about before this broadcast, Kit. You and I were talking about in order for Los Angeles to be able to get that 35-point margin of victory, they were either going to have to force them to turn the ball over on downs, or they were going to have to get some turnovers. This is the best of both worlds. It's a punt, and they've got an extremely short field, which should kick them off towards that 35 points they need if they're going to make the playoffs ahead of the Austin Sound.
It brings out the Black Storm offense. There is head coach Rory Derry. You and I spoke with him this week. He said we are going to have to move quickly. Time obviously a factor, as it always is in XLeague, particularly when you have to win by 35 or more. Marissa Lopez, 5'6", 130-pound quarterback, originally out of Dallas, Texas, will be in the shotgun. Trying to run around the side at the 5, eludes a tackle, and in for the touchdown. LA strikes first. Marissa Lopez with the quarterback keeper.
Here it is, quarterback sweep all the way. The speed of the LA Blackstorm getting the edge. Defensive is lose contain. You need 35 points. There's 6 of them right there. Let's see what they do. Elect to go for 1 or 2 on this conversion, but it's a dream start for the LA Blackstorm, kid.
Lopez, Coach Derry likens her to Drew Brees, not the tallest, has a great pocket presence, great command of the game. That time shows off the wheels. They will go for 2. 5:09 and counting remaining. Lopez again with the keeper, takes it in herself, untouched, and it's 8-0 LA.
And absolutely fantastic blocking by the left side of the line for the LA Blackstorm on this to get that 2-point conversion. Watch the left side of the line. The reason why she goes in untouched, because they've blocked everybody and there isn't anyone to get her, anyone to tackle. It's 8-0, but something to think about right here. There's that so far, we've scored 1 touchdown. 5 minutes of that quarter is gone. This game moves so fast, you've got to score, score, score. So it's a great start, but still plenty to do for the LA Blackstorm.
And for the Quetzales, they are going to have to get the offense in gear. We'll see it Villavicencio in her offense. Villavicencio with the quarterback keeper around the side across the 15, and maybe a pickup of 1 on the quarterback keeper.
Where's your spot? I got it.
Little quarterback sweep around the left side right here, and I've got to be honest, Villavicencio doesn't really look like she's looking for the contact. She didn't really lower her head and act like she wanted to mix it up right there very much. That could be a decision for her. Maybe her coach said, hey, we want to save you to pass the ball. A lot of coaches do that. They're not going to risk the meal ticket on a quarterback run. If it's there, take it. If not, let's get out of bounds and live to fight another play.
But remember, Lane, when we spoke with Coach Rivera earlier this week, he said we are going to have to make the adjustments. We know that this team is going to be faster and more physical, meaning LA, and they're going to have to figure something out. They've got it here, up across the 20, a good gain, and that'll make it a very third and manageable. The better runs we've seen from Mexico thus far.
Absolutely, maybe a little sign of some confidence brewing right here. Little run off the left, it's tough right here. I'd like to see a running back fall forward and try to make some yards. She just flat gets lifted off the ground right there. Again, I'm definitely giving the physicality edge to the LA Blackstorm so far in this first quarter.
That was Angelica Garcia out of Querétaro, north of Mexico City, and Coach Rivera heard in his interview earlier saying the entire country represented. Another handoff around the side, up across the 25, and a good gain. That ground gain starting to pick up chunks.
Good gain, and very, very importantly, that first down to sort of settle the nerves for the Mexican national team. And this, right there, you saw the player. Now they're lowering their head and finishing that run off. You know, are you going to be the hammer or are you going to be the nail? You want to be the hammer.
That's exactly what you would expect from Katia Fuentes. One of the toughest on the team, says Coach Rivera. But it's LA on top. Marissa Lopez with the early score. And the Blackstorm lead 8-0. Welcome back, beautiful Orange County, California. Regular season finale, LA Blackstorm leading the Mexican national team 8-0, 2:53 remaining in the first quarter. There is the head coach of the Blackstorm, Rory Derry. He knows what's at stake. His side, they need the victory in a big one. And a busted play, somehow able to turn that into positive yardage for the side in red, white, and green. Dori Tamayo there, slow to get up.
Keeps running. We still got to get to 35 points here if you're LA, and every first down they get, Mexico, it gets a little bit harder for the Blackstorm.
2nd and 6 after the gain on first from Tamayo. It's going to be a fake handoff around the side and nowhere to go. Villavicencio unable to find any space.
Great team defense right here from the LA Blackstorm, swarming the football. Still a little bit of a tippy-toeing up there into the line from Villavicencio. That defense is coming. You might as well go ahead and get in there and play hard because that defense is coming to knock you out. Again, good physical defense again from the LA Black Storm. I'm very impressed with their physicality early in the game.
90 seconds remaining in the first quarter. More time coming off the clock. Another handoff, another good gain. Mexican national team continues to use the ground game. It's going to be 4th and about 4. We'll see what they elect to do in this situation.
Absolutely. This is a big play for the LA Black Storm. They need this turnover so they can score points. Right there, the run by Itzel Hernandez up the middle for 4 yards. It gets down to 4th and manageable. Let's see what they do right here. They've kept it on the ground so far this entire drive. I would expect to see a ground game again. They favor the left side. I expect to see this run going to the left again as well.
Villavicencio in the backfield. Running back offset, 4th and 4. Big play. Villavicencio drops back, pressure in her face. Still, Villavicencio tucks the run. And we'll see where they mark her. Looks like she stepped out of bounds short of the first down.
This is going to be close. It's going to depend on if she stepped out. They did. They did make the call. It is going to be a first down for the LA Black Storm. Great job rising up by this defense, scrambling for her live Villavicencio, and she steps out right there around the 20. If she stayed in bounds, it looks like she had the first, but that is not the case. And now it's going to be up to the LA Black Storm to get points on the board as quickly as they can.
In 35, that is the magic number for Los Angeles. They need 35 points if they are going to head to the playoffs instead of Austin. As it stands right now, it would be the Austin Sound, the 4 seed, heading to the playoffs. The end of one. LA on top, 8-0. The quarterback, Marissa Lopez, with the keeper and the 2-point conversion. But the Mexican national team starting to find their footing as we head to quarter number 2. Welcome back, beautiful Irvine, California. The XLeague regular season finale. Raul Rivera, head coach of the Mexican national team, a legend. We mentioned his resume, 3-time national team coach of the year, 6-time men's national team coach in Liga Mayor, including this season with the Rojos from Ciudad de Mexico, and 4-time women's national coach of the year. We had the great opportunity to speak with him earlier this week, and it was a pleasure. Wayne, he said he knows what this means for his team and the growth of women's football, not just in Mexico, but across the globe.
Absolutely, and it was quite clear he was not going just to have a good time. He was going to win.
And here comes Marissa Lopez, still on her feet and in for the touchdown. 1 play, 6 points, and that is exactly what LA needs. Mighty Mouse, their star running back, Marissa Lopez, takes it to the house.
And here you go, Lopez to Lopez, a simple run, and she just quite frankly outruns the entire Mexican national team. A late dive there at the end, and it is exactly what they needed. It did not take much time for them to score, and if they can get another score here, shut them down on defense, they are on track. And I bet the Austin Sound, Coach Olvera here at this game, probably getting a little nervous with what he's seeing right now, kid.
They will go for 2. Marissa with the keeper in, and it's 16-0, LA on top. The Lopez sisters working in tandem, get it done on that possession, and LA's offense in gear.
Again, similar to the play they ran the first time. Good blocking on the left side of the line. Little missed tackle, not quite low enough right there by Naomi Robles. And it is another conversion for Marissa Lopez. And the Storm, so far, they're on script for what they need, those magic 35-point victory.
Marissa Lopez, she was the Black Storm's leading rusher back in week 2. Had 14 for 59 yards against, well, that man's team right there. There is Coach Michael Olvera, Coach O, his side with a big victory in week 2 in the Lone Star State as they took down LA 50-19. And not only is he helping this side for Mexico, acting as a translator, but, well, he's rooting for them too because he needs them to show up big if it's Austin who's going to be headed to the postseason.
You're right. Coach O definitely has a vested interest in this game, and he wants to give every bit of help he can to this Mexican team so that he maintains his 4th seed in the playoffs. Good start right there. Good tough run by Katia Fuentes. She had those good tough runs on that second series too. I keep giving her the ball because right now she's the main player I've seen that matches the physicality of the LA Black Storm.
Coach Rivera said that she is valiente. She's the player that has the courageousness and hit in the backfield. That LA defense teeing off. That time, Mercedes Green leading the way.
And it really doesn't matter how tough a runner you are when there's Mercedes Green right there meeting you in the backfield. Not a lot of blocking right there from that right tight end for the Mexican team. And now we're talking about, where are you? You're in that 3rd and long situation. Mexico hasn't proved to be the best passing team so far we've seen in this game. Now they're in a spot they don't want to be in. They're probably going to have to throw, and LA can do whatever they want here on defense. I look for pressure. These defensive ends so far playing really good for the Black Storm.
Big 3rd and 7 for Quetzales. They'll hand it off and hit for a loss. Wrapped up in the backfield again. Mercedes Green leads the way. Big body bends with the tackle for a loss.
And we've seen the most success from the Mexican team going around the left side. I think number 8, Mercedes Green, she's got a lot to do with that. May she keep running to the left. You got to get someone over there that can handle Green, because right now, no one on that Mexican team can, and now it's 4th and long. Last time they punt, Kit, what happened? It got blocked. Extremely short field for LA, so we'll see if they choose to punt again.
I think more impressive than Green's performance is who she's related to. She is a cousin of Long Beach's finest, the one and only Snoop Dogg. And this is taken at midfield and hit immediately, but it's going to be great starting field position for LA. We saw their offense the last time out. Marissa Lopez, one play, took it to the house. Can they repeat it here? Take a look at this Black Storm offense. They've already introduced themselves.
Marissa Lopez, quarterback.
Marissa Lopez, running back. Jillian Schmidt, tight end.
The Lopez sisters alongside star tight end Jillian Schmidt. Jill the Thrill, the former track star. Certainly one to keep an eye on, particularly in the red zone.
2 plays for Los Angeles. Both of them have been touchdowns so far. We'll see if they can go 3 for 3.
That's the stat. Marissa Lopez drops back to throw, hits her sister Mariah. 1st down and more, up across the 10. A huge gain from Marissa to Mariah.
And I don't know if you can call that, I guess you can call it a win for the Mexico defense because they didn't score, but a little throw and catch. How many times have they done this in the backyard? Right there, Marissa to Mariah, good run, good gain, and they are in business once again, are the LA Black Storm.
See a response from the Mexican national team defense. So far, they have been on their heels. It's going to be a handoff to Mariah around the side, across the 10, cuts into the 5, and just shy. It is going to be 1st and goal at the 1 for LA.
Separate.
Flags down as things starting to get a bit chippy. Marissa Lopez taking a...
It's on the 1 yard line. What do we got? Number 7 black, what? Personal foul on number 7 black. From where? Here? Okay, so we're gonna go back 10 yards, all right? Hang on. Personal foul, number 7 black. 10-yard penalty. Replay it.
You heard it, personal foul going against Marissa Lopez as our referee, Colin Gardner. He's assisted by our back judge, David Lawton, head linesman Ricardo Ceja, and our line judge, Pat Melnick. Take another look.
It's going to be after the play. There's a lot of extracurricular activity. Here's the end of another fine run by Marissa Lopez. Looks like there's a little bit of extra activity coming in right there. That's going to get everything started. And I'm really not sure what the player's complaining about. They're going to call that every time when you come in that way.
But a huge personal foul is what was 1st and goal from the 1, now 1st and goal from the 11. Lopez with the keeper around the side, inside the 5. What a move, a touchdown. Marissa Lopez, her 2nd of the night. And the chippiness ensues after the play, and more dirty laundry comes out.
Let that happen. What you got? You're going to be on the 12-yard
Here
line.
it is.
Great run right there. 2 moves, good blocking downfield. Great cut back to the inside. And it's a touchdown all the way. Here it is coming straight at you. Watch this cut right there. And a great block right there from her sister to spring her in for the 3rd touchdown of the game so far for the LA Black Storm.
And we mentioned in the open, the Lopez sisters, they were going to have to be integral tonight if this team was going to book their spot in the playoffs. Coming up on Saturday, August 27th, it'll be a playoff doubleheader. The top 3 seeds are set. We know Atlanta, we know Chicago, we know Seattle are in. The question is, who is going to be the 4th seed? Is it going to be LA or Austin? Right now, LA is saying it's going to be the Black Storm. Pressure coming again. Lopez takes off and takes it in. Marissa Lopez putting on a show.
What an incredible evening so far for the Lopez sisters. This time, it's quarterback sister Marissa. No one's open. She's always looking, and there she's in the open field and pretty much untouched all the way in. It's 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions. They need 35. They've got 24. And I got to be honest, Kit, right now, it looks like the only thing that's going to stop them are personal foul penalties if they get too many of them, and the clock. Because right now, LA's doing whatever they want to do to the Mexico national team.
Raul Rivera looking on. He will have to make some adjustments. 2 minutes remaining in the first half as we take our break. And LA on top, 24-0 here at the end of the first half. Welcome back. Beautiful Great Park Championship Stadium, Irvine, California. Final 2 minutes of the first half, and that man and his team, well, just 1 touchdown in the first quarter, but Lane, they have scored 2 in the second. This is the pace they need to be on if they're going to find that 35-point victory to head to the postseason. Mexican national team with the reverse and a hit in the backfield, nowhere to go. Great pursuit from the Black Storm.
It looked like there may have been a little something going right there for the running back of the Mexico national team. But the LA Black Storm, they arrived in numbers and they arrived in bad humor. And again, I am impressed with the physicality of this LA team. Right now, Mexico has not answered the bell so far and matched Los Angeles in a physical battle. And they're going to have to, I don't know what else to say, be a little more courageous, or they're not going to get anything done here.
And you see Mexico just 12 rushes, just 13 yards, I should say, averaging just over a yard a rush, and that is not going to do it. Over the head of the intended receiver, Katia Fuentes, not on the same page.
No, and I'm not sure right here if this is supposed to be a quarterback run that gets blown up right there by Gris de Souza. And I do think if you had a team that had been with each other for a little longer, this Mexico team, I think they've been each other 45 days, I think, then you're starting to see some of that.
Right you are, just 45 days together as a team, and this one over the head of the intended target. Pressure in the face of Villavicencio.
And on those 45 days, it's not like they're practicing every day of those 45 days. So they've been formed as a group for 45 days, but they haven't had nearly that many practices. And that makes a big, big difference when you're starting from scratch. And so that's some of these miscues that you're seeing, some of these kind of questionable things happening for Mexico. You could probably throw it back on that. They haven't really been together that long.
And Lane, to your point, as Coach Rivera said in his pregame interview, we have players from across the country. We have players from Mexico City, Querétaro. You have players coming all over to Mexico City to practice. And this is a good kick inside the 10 is where LA will pick it up. Trying to turn it into something, able to bounce it outside. A big gain on the return. It looks like Mexico had him bottled up, and full credit to Yuki Hamaguchi, able to turn that into positive yardage.
And this is a good punt. It's good. It rolls all the way down inside of the 10-yard line, and the punt coverage a little bit lacking there. Good job scooping it up by Yamaguchi. She takes it on the 5, finds a little bit of room to the outside, and gets a good 15 yards in a short field. And with 54 seconds and the LA Black Storm scoring every 3 to 4 plays, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more points on the board. Look at that, 1 for 1, 16 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more here.
Great stat line from Marissa Lopez. Drops back to throw, has a target, and she's got her sister. Touchdown, LA. The Lopez connection continues. Marissa to Mariah. It has been the key all game long, and it remains so. A beautiful ball from number 7 to number 1.
And I wondered, since talking to Coach Rivera, we talked about the LA team having more speed, what was going to happen the first time that LA went deep, and you can see what happened. It's not really a busted coverage. It's just Marissa Lopez with too much speed for that Mexico secondary.
All the way back, 2-point conversion. Lopez trying to turn into something. She's hit out of bounds. But Lane, with 27 seconds remaining in the first half, all of a sudden LA is just 5 points away from that magical 35 points that they need. They need a victory by 35 points or more over this Mexico national team side, and they are well on their way.
And the only thing that stopped them so far is going to be that bad snap. Otherwise, they would have very likely been at 32 points. But I'm going to be honest, Coach Rory Derry, he's up 30-0 at half. He's got to be pleased with where he and his team are right now in this football game.
Again, mark your calendars. Saturday, August 27th, an XLeague playoff doubleheader coming to you live from Kent, Washington, the ShoWare Center in beautiful Evergreen State. Trying to book their spot in the X Cup on September the 10th. Flag comes in late as this is picked off by Marissa Lopez. Lopez up across the 20 where she is leveled.
Esa niña se conmocionó. Necesitamos ya ahorita que no jueguen, necesitamos verla todo el tiempo.
Here we go, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a run here. Just something to get into halftime without any more injuries or issues.
Vicencio dropping back, takes to the air, has a receiver in the end zone and just past her target. What a way that would have been for the Mexican national team to wrap up the first half, but unable to connect. And the first half in the books. LA on the way to the postseason. They need 5 more points, and they will book their spot in the playoffs. A great first half from Rory Derry's Black Storm. They lead 30-0 at the break.
Pégale, bájale las manos, sácaselas. No te vas a quedar peleando. Métele un putazo. Es la única forma que se la van a quitar. Necesito que salgan a trayectoria. Ya nos pegaron, ya pierden el puto miedo. Tenemos todo, están todas embarradas aquí para madrearme. Les voy a dar tiempo, pero por favor quítenselas, péguenles. No te dejes, güey, no son más fuertes. Ya me madrearon directo con la cara. No pasa nada, estamos bien, no pasa nada, no se espanten porque les tienen miedo.
Tackling, that is something they have to improve upon, and aggressiveness. We will see how they're able to make those changes as we head to the second half. Welcome back. Beautiful, sunny Southern California. LA leading the Mexican national team 30-0. We take a live look into the Black Storm locker room.
We've only gotten to U6 will be the next play. U6 will be the next play. You see how easy it is when you start executing? This is just like practice. Just like practice. So I don't want to be on the field long. As you see, they look at the clock. Defensively, we got to get the ball back right away, instantly. I need 2 scores every quarter, minimum. 2 touchdowns each quarter. It's not over. It's not over. When I say we control our own destiny, I gave you guys 3 things this year. I gave you guys the adversity, how to fight through it. I told you guys if you stay ready, what?
We don't gotta get ready.
And lastly, we get to kill 2 birds
right
with 1 fucking stone.
Again, I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome in our fans from across the world, particularly south of the border. Nos gustaría aprovechar esta oportunidad para dar la bienvenida a todo nuestro televidente de México y todos los aficionados del equipo All-Star de México para este histórico partido esta noche en California. Un placer tienen ustedes con nosotros y gracias por acompañarnos.
There it is, 2 rushes, 39 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pass, 1 rushing. And again, it's a great night for both of the Lopez sisters, quarterback Marissa and running back Mariah. LA comes out, they've got the ball, they have a chance to lock up that 4th position right now on this first drive, but I think Coach Derry wants as many points as he can. You heard him, 2 touchdowns in each quarter. They want to make darn sure that they get that 4th and final position.
They do indeed, and he may have eyes on that 3rd spot. They know they need 35. That would put them into 4th ahead of Austin. If they're able to win this game by 72 or more, that would put them into 3rd place ahead of Seattle. An offensive juggernaut through the first half, and we will see how they start the second. Lopez. Dallas, Texas native out of the shotgun, drops back, immediately takes to the air, sends this one down the field, looking for her sister, and broken up. Great coverage from Mexico.
That is absolutely great coverage, running step for step all the way. And this is man-to-man coverage, and you can't do it any better than that. That ball's up there, and it is knocked down a little bit behind. Maybe could have let her sister just a little bit, but hats off to Mexico for playing some great defense and a good first play. They needed that.
Angelica Garcia in on the coverage for El Tricolor. You see it, the Lopez sisters accounting for all 90 yards of offense. Those two, I think it's safe to say that they are on the same page. 2nd and 10. Receiver in motion. It's going to be a handoff in the backfield, picking a way through. And the power back up and tackled shy of midfield.
And that is 21, Jessica Medina, with a good physical run. And turning around the edge, full steam ahead, and it's going to take a gang of people from Mexico, and you can see that it absolutely does. Bit of a sledgehammer running style right there from the big running back from the LA Black Storm.
Medina, known as Jay Money, was the 2nd leading receiver for LA back in that Week 2 loss. Had 2 receptions for 31 yards. Shows off her rushing ability. Here comes Mariah Lopez. Lopez, the first down and then some, across the 20, down to the 15, finally wrestled down.
And it's a good run, and obviously that's a positive play for the LA Black Storm, but you could hear at halftime the Mexican team talking about tackling, and they are a little better. I think in the first half, this play goes the distance for Mariah Lopez, but LA starting to bow their neck just a little bit here. Mexico bowing their neck just a little bit, looking definitely better than they did in the first half on defense.
Right, you are tackling a point of emphasis from their coaches, along with upping the physicality. We'll see if they're able to do those things. Empty backfield, new set of downs for Marissa Lopez. Hamaguchi in motion. Lopez surveys, comes to the near side. Jill the Thrill, touchdown. Jillian Schmidt, her first of the ball game. She is the red zone target at 6 feet tall, and finally, someone not named Lopez gets involved in the LA offense.
And this is going to be a busted coverage on part of the Mexican national team. She's wide open, and you can look at the teammates look at each other saying, I thought you had her, I thought I had her. Miscommunication, wide open, and those are the 35 points and more that they need to qualify for that 4th spot if they can keep the scoreboard the same.
You said it. As of right now, LA into the playoffs after Schmidt's touchdown and the 2-point conversion. No, unable to hold on. Schmidt had it momentarily, couldn't bring it in. So it'll stay 36-0 Black Storm on top.
And it looks like this is one that Schmidt should have come down with. She's wide open. Passes a little bit wobbly, but still hits her right in the 2 hands, and you know she wishes he had that one back. But she got the touchdown. She gets credit for the points they needed to qualify for 4th spot. Let's see if they can keep the pedal on the floor and score even more points to solidify and secure that 4th and final playoff spot, because they have now leapfrogged Austin in the standings.
The former high jumper doing what she does best, high pointing that ball. Is LA for the time being into the playoffs. Austin out. Mexico, find something, find anything in offense. It has been difficult tonight. Quarterback Villavicencio flushed out of the pocket, just has to throw it away.
That is a good play. That's a smart play by Carla Villavicencio. Just get rid of it. There's nothing there. Don't take the loss. Don't make the hole any deeper than it already is. Just get rid of it. You can see the speed coming from the backside right there from Mercedes Green. She had a great game starting on the left side of that defensive line. They moved her to the right. They may be keeping her to the wide side of the field to take advantage of her speed, keeping that Mexico team hemmed in. She certainly showed speed on that play right there.
2nd and 10. See if the Quetzales can get something defensively, or on offense, I should say. That defense for LA continues to be impressive. A little run and up to the line of scrimmage, nothing more before Villavicencio is wrapped up.
And a good little move eventually to duck the tackle of Marissa Lopez right here, but coming to clean it up, boom. That is a big hit right there. You don't want your quarterback taking too many of those. Great job filling in from her secondary position there. Samaya Jones bringing it.
Star cornerback with a nose for the ball on it that time. A handoff up across the 20 and leveled. What a hit from Sabrina Kessler.
Sabrina Kessler and I think Jess Medina both in there on that. The big powerful running back and the big powerful tight end, defensive end right there. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I am not on the receiving end of that.
Coach Derry says Kessler hits like Ray Lewis, and that is about as high a praise as you are ever going to get as a defensive player.
Absolutely. Ray Lewis, one of the all-time great linebackers in the NFL.
4th and 2.
Very manageable. I mean, 4th and 2. They had a good run on the last play. They got 8 yards. There's no reason why they can't pick this up. And it would be really big to pick this up to get some sort of confidence going for the team.
They have not picked up a first down tonight, 0 for 1 in 4th down conversions. Can they keep the drive alive? Villavicencio with the handoff. Around the corner and good for the first down. The drive continues for the Mexican national team. Great work there.
Good. I like to see the first down, and I really like to see the emotion, a little bit of excitement. Get them going, get them fired up. You know, you've got something positive. Let's see if we can build on it. I'd like to see a score from Mexico and make this game a little more interesting from that playoff perspective. Keep it physical. Let's go.
Yoselina Hernandez, the star tight end there with the carry. The drive continues. Hernandez remains in the backfield. It'll be another handoff to Hernandez. Now to the near side. Has room. Hernandez knocked out at the 15.
That's the first time they've had success running around the right side. That was the side that number 8, Mercedes Green, was on in the first half. That's why there's nothing there. And they do a good job of blocking Green. They get her on the ground that time. I'd still like to see that running back lower your shoulders and fall forward. I mean, go ahead and dish it out at the end of that run. You're going to hit anyway. Go ahead and punish that LA player. Finish that run off strong.
That time it was Jessica Medina who's doing the punishing. The big hit from number 2-1 in black. Hernandez now on the sideline and getting a breather. Clock continues to tick down. 2nd and 2. Quarterback keeper Villavicencio tries to bounce it outside. Unable to get away. Marissa Lopez with the tackle.
And that is an outstanding open field tackle. Anytime you're in space one-on-one and you can tackle that securely, this is textbook. She's going to go down and grab that leg right there. And once you get a leg, nothing else is going to happen. Great job in open space right there from Marissa Lopez. Doing a great job on both sides of the ball this evening.
2:12, 2:11, 2:10. Clock ticking down in the 3rd quarter. As it stands right now, LA, they are in the playoffs. They have gotten the 35 points they need, but the Mexican national team is on the move. Their best drive tonight. Can they reward themselves with points? And if so, it would put LA back on the outside looking in. High snap over the head of Villavicencio. Drives back and will just have to fall on it. And Medina there to hit her for a huge loss.
Oh my goodness. You want to talk about the absolute worst thing that could happen. A high snap and a high snap for a giant loss all the way on the other side of midfield. That ball just keeps rolling and rolling. and good job by Villavicencio jumping on it. But right now, it has become a daunting task in order to get points right now for that Mexico, and you can feel the sidelines deflate a little bit with that bad snap right there.
Jessica Medina, aka J Money, showing out here in the third quarter. 2nd and 25 now after the huge loss. Villavicencio, again the keeper, unable to get away. It'll be lucky if she can get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled.
Great job. She does it at quarterback. She does it at safety right here. This is Marissa Lopez run the alley. Great job. That's a speed. Excuse me, that is not Lopez. She's in late in the picture. That is number 33, Lindsay Cash Money right there. What a great play. Great job on defense, and it is 3rd and 27 yards. Let's see what Coach Rivera dials up on this one.
Coach Derry says that Cash, the most committed possibly of his players, and to illustrate that, she slept in her car during tryouts. That, my friend, is commitment. 1 for 6 on 3rd down. Mexican national team taken to the air, and this one caught but out of bounds. And it is going to bring up a 4th and very long 27. And to the 4th quarter we go, 10 minutes remaining. Will LA book their spot in the postseason? Or can Mexico find something in offense? Stick with us to find out. 4th quarter coming up. Welcome back. Great Park Championship Stadium, Irvine, California. 10 minutes remaining in the X-League regular season finale. That man and Coach Olvera of Austin looking on. And as it stands right now, Lane, his sound, they are on the outside looking in. But, well, by the narrowest of margins, a single point to be exact.
It is only 1 point. But Mexico just elected right there to punt the football. And they're going to give it right back to the Storm, who have scored on absolutely every possession they have had so far in this game. And I got to think one more possession and one more 2-point conversion in this 4th quarter may be enough to seal the deal and lock up for good that 4th and final playoff spot.
Coach Rivera doing a little coaching there on the sideline, just trying to settle his troops down. The biggest stage, the brightest lights, and I think that has certainly been a factor tonight, along with the speed and physicality. But take nothing away from LA. They have come out with a perfect game plan. They've executed it to perfection. And in the backfield, the hit is Marissa Lopez. Lopez, for the first time tonight, unable to find green grass in front of her.
She doesn't know what to do with herself. She got a run and she didn't score. Great job here by the Mexico defense. Better job by the safeties running the alley. A safety's got to run the alley and fit off of that defensive end.
2nd and 9. The only player that has scored, not named Lopez, Jillian Schmidt, had the last touchdown for LA. A handoff to Marissa. Marissa busted wide open. No one there. Another touchdown, LA. Another touchdown for Marissa Lopez.
Here you go, running to the right, little fake inside, and before the safety knows what's there, she is gone to pay dirt. This time it took her 2 times to score. She's a little bit off what she normally does, but we'll give her credit because she is having an absolutely fantastic night for this LA Black Storm. Most importantly, that gives them a little bit of cushion on that 35-point margin. I'm sure they'd like to score one more to seal the deal.
Attempting the 2-point conversion. Marissa with the keeper, and she will spin in. No, they're going to say just shy. Great work defensively, able to bring her down inches from that line, so it remains 42-0 LA on top.
And let's take a look. This is going to be really close. The referee called it right away, and I do think her knees down before that ball crosses the plane. It's a good job for the official. I'm always impressed how accurately they can make plays at live speed. You see all these replays, and we sit at home and say, oh my gosh, how do you miss that call? Well, hey, get out there and try to make that call full speed sometime. Great job by the official on that.
And right you are, full credit. You give credit where credit is due. We have wonderful officials led by Colin Gardner. Here are the stats. Look at those from Marissa Lopez. And you talk about an offensive display.
25 yards every time she touches the ball. If you're at half field, give her the ball, you're going to score.
Mexico, again, they have not found points tonight, just one first down, and that is a credit to the Black Storm defense. They have been swarming from the opening whistle.
This Mexico team, and that's the last thing they need right now.
Backing up, they've able to pick up, and they will go over that original line of scrimmage, and it'll make it 2nd and 8. A huge gain there on the ground. A great run from Yoselin Hernandez.
This is a good run, a good physical run. She sees the spot right at the field, and she's going to cut north and south, drag a couple of those LA Black Storm defenders with her. I like it. A little bit of that physicality we needed here in this second half.
And Hernandez has tackle football experience. A lot of her teammates don't, and you really see that difference. Not shying away from contact is number 17 in white. Keeper from Villavicencio. Villavicencio bounces it outside, up to the 25, first down and then some. Into LA territory goes Carla Villavicencio.
And you're wondering if the LA Black Storm has dropped their intensity level just a little bit, because you hadn't seen 2 positive plays in a row from this Mexican side for the entire game. And right now it's one run up the middle from the tight end and the quarterback bouncing around the edge. Look for Coach Derry to get on and become a little bit more focused.
6:02 remaining in the ball game. Trailing 42-0, but on the move. Can they find points? The XLeague regular season finale. And LA in the playoffs. Can they stay there? Mexico on the move.
Absolutely. If Mexico scores here, oh no.
And fumbled, they lose it in the backfield. LA on top of it. And Mexico, had they scored and gone for 2, they would have made it a 34-point game. Instead, the second time tonight, they have let a huge opportunity slip through their fingers.
Absolutely. I was right in the middle of saying if they scored and got the 2-point conversion, that was going to knock LA out of the playoffs. But a heads-up play right there for the Black Storm defense.
Y'all gotta wake up, man. You got 5 minutes. Can you stay the fuck awake for 5 more minutes? God damn, let's go. I know that.
Wayne, as it stands, if this score is the final, or if LA is able to add to this lead, it will be LA the 4 seed. They will take on Atlanta the 1 seed, and then a 2 versus 3 matchup between Chicago and Seattle.
And I'm excited for a couple things. One, Atlanta and LA haven't played this year. It'll be 2 teams that haven't faced each other. That'll be exciting. And what a tasty rematch between Chicago and Seattle. That fantastic game we had last week.
And what a great one that was. Marissa Lopez around the corner, knocked out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5. You mentioned that game in week 7 at the BMO Harris Center in Rockford. Chicago took it 34-28, but it was 90 seconds, a final 90 seconds you may never see in any sport.
It was unbelievable. 3 scores in the final 90 seconds. It looked like Seattle had it. It looked like Chicago had it. Back to Seattle. Chicago ends up getting it done at the end to really form what was really quite an upset to grab that number 2 seed. Atlanta 2-0, Chicago 2-0. They're obviously the 1 and 2 seed. Then Seattle and LA Black Storm looks like they're going to get it done here tonight, although there is still game left to play.
1st and goal from the 5, and that may well do it. Marissa Lopez into her favorite spot, the end zone. It seems that when number 1 or 7 have it, a homing beacon takes them in for another 6. And now 48-0 LA on top.
Again, 1 touch, up the field, touchdown. More importantly, it's the points that gives them a little bit of cushion should Mexico go ahead and score. I'm not sure that Rory Derry's going to breathe a giant sigh of relief on that play, but he's definitely going to feel a little bit better.
They will go for 2, empty backfield. Marissa throws this one over the head of her 6-foot tight end, Jillian Schmidt. 48-0 LA leading, under 4 minutes remaining. And again, they are in the playoffs. I don't know that they have time to get to that 72-point mark that they would need to overtake Seattle for a third. 7 rushes, 112 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 on the ground. Take a bow, Marissa Lopez.
That's just absolutely phenomenal. Getting about 15 yards every time she runs the ball. Touchdowns through the air, receiving. She ran by the Mexico national team. Touchdowns, conversions. What an outstanding game from Marissa. And for me, it's hard to pick. Rich Lopez sister is having the better game because they are both playing lights out.
Yeah, right you are. That's a difficult decision to make. And Mexico not giving up the ghost yet. Across midfield and into LA territory. Pushed out at the 21, and they continue to battle, continue to fight. Speaking of, give this Mexican national team credit. They got down early, but they have done everything they can. We talk about the future of XLeague and the global expansion, hoping to have teams not just in Mexico, but across the globe one day soon. And this is a great step in that direction.
Absolutely, and I've been impressed in this second half. I understand the Storm have scored 18 points in the second half, but it looks like Mexico's made a little adjustment. They're playing more physical. It's kind of like they've hit their stride a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a little bit too late. And I like the fact that Mexico's getting a little chippy. I mean, I don't like that part of the game necessarily, but I like the part is like, hey, I'm going to stand up for my teammates.
Coach Rivera making sure his play gets in, and I agree with you, Lane. I think Coach Rivera also likes the fact that his team's showing that fight here at the end, even though they're down big. Hernandez unable to get away from Lindsey Cash.
Great stop on defense. That's the big physical runner, Jocelyn Hernandez. She doesn't quite get it going, and the reason why is because Cash Money is right there ready to make the stop. Great stop in the open field. More physical play from this LA Blackstorm defense.
Cash, one of the captains of this side, leading by example. 2.5 minutes remaining. Mexico find points. That would be a victory in itself. Villavicencio with the keeper. Villavicencio still on her feet inside the 10. Keeps the legs churning forward and picks up an extra 3 down to the 7.
That's the kind of inspiring play you want to see from that quarterback. Notice the difference. We're in the fourth quarter. It may not be enough at this point in the game, but there's a quarterback falling forward. That everyone's always looking at the quarterback. When you see a quarterback, you see him lay it on the line. You see him fighting for that extra yard. That's infectious. That's going through every single player on your team. I would have loved to have seen more of that in the first half, but maybe it took a little while to get comfortable. I'm glad it's here rather than never. Villavicencio showing a little toughness here towards the end of this game.
Mexico, their offense has been stymied all night long. Villavicencio with the keeper, keeps the legs churning inside the 5 and down to the 4. And you see the Mexican national team fight there from El Tricolor. Can they find points?
And a level of energy we just haven't seen from the entire game. That's just a good old-fashioned rugby scrum right there, and that's mano a mano. Who's going to move that pile the most? And Mexico, they're finally starting to answer the bell.
Making sure they know their blocking assignments as well, how big that is going to be here. First and goal from the 4. Rory Derry's team, they are in the postseason. They will be the 4 seed. 1 seed Atlanta Empire awaiting that cross-country matchup. They want to finish this one on a high note. They want to keep the shutout a point of pride. Villavicencio to the near side, in for the touchdown. Mexico is on the board. Carla Villavicencio with the first points of the night.
Great job, good determination. A lot of fight in this Mexico squad. Going around the corner untouched. If they convert here, it goes to a 40-point margin. And let's say something crazy happens, turnover or something like that from Los Angeles. Playoff spot still up for grab here. By no means is this done and dusted for the LA Black Storm.
Lane, we mentioned it earlier last week in that Chicago-Seattle game. We saw 3 touchdowns in the final 90 seconds, so there is still a lot left in this one. Anything can happen. Going for 2, Villavicencio, pressured, throws this one up, and it's caught complete. 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden it's a 40-point game. Where has this Mexico team been all game?
That's a great question, Kid. I really do think it's just a matter of them settling in and maybe in the beginning not really feeling like they could play with the American players, but they've grown in belief. You know that Raul Rivera has been there talking into them, hey, we can do this, we can do this. And as you mentioned last week, there we had 3 touchdowns, 10 rushes for 15 yards. Not a great stat line on that, but that touchdown sure looks great, and that 2-point conversion really looks great. And, you know, let's say something crazy happens right here. There's still a heck of a lot to play for them for the LA Black Storm. They're up 40. They're above the cushion. They need 35, but they better mind their P's and Q's, and they better fly straight right here, or they could end this game on a note they don't really want to end it on.
This one is not done yet. Don't go anywhere. 57 seconds remaining. LA holding on to that playoff spot by their fingernails. They have to win by 35 or more so far. They are in good position, but one miscue, one errant pass, it could be Austin in the playoffs in their spot.
Now, we haven't seen one of these all year, but you can go for an onside kick if you're down inside the closing moments of the game. And of course, Mexico is. I did see the referee with a tee. And this brings in an entirely new facet right here. And let's see if Mexico's going to line it up and see if they're going to go for that onside kick.
Rivera reading his XLeague rule book. And it appears that is exactly what is going to happen. The tee comes out, and the hands team on the field for LA as well.
Now, we have not seen this yet this year in the XLeague, and you wonder how much LA has worked on recovering an onside kick. It's obvious that the Mexican team has worked on kicking it. This could be something.
Karen Del Castillo sends it, and it is picked up by the quarterback, Marissa Lopez. Lopez still bouncing and finally outside. And you know Coach Terry had his heart in his throat, just wanted his quarterback to take that one down to the ground.
Absolutely. Big high bounce goes right to the sure-handed quarterback. Remember, you're thinking, oh, she doesn't ever catch a ball. Yeah, she does. She catches on a shotgun snap every single play of the game. That's a good person to have on your good hands team. Nice, calm, used to being the star of the show, and she does a great job right there.
Maya Lopez trying to settle things down. He knows what's at stake, as does Coach Derry. Bringing Sabrina Kessler away from the fray.
You don't need any penalties. All you need is a first down. You're going to kill this game off. Let's not do anything silly. Don't get ejected, anything like that. Keep your heads about you. Play hard, man. That's great. You want to play hard. That's part of the game, but let's keep a cool head here.
Personal foul on LA. Number 11 came off the bench for the fight. Number 11 is ejected from the game.
Sabrina Kessler, the star defensive end, is out of here, ejected for coming off the bench. You said it. You don't want to make any mistake in this situation. That's exactly what Kessler did, and she's gone for the remainder of this one. Kessler coming all the way off the bench and across the field. A referee on the spot. Got to maintain composure. This one not done yet. A first down may well do it. Marissa Lopez dances, finally goes down, understands that right now the most important thing, taking time off the clock, booking their spot in the postseason.
Absolutely, take time off the clock and get that ball to the running back. Don't put it, the meal ticket in that position to take a hit this late in the game right there. A little hair grabbing going on right there. Get on the ground, secure the ball. Right now you're inside of 30 seconds, almost inside of 20. One more snap should do it, and a job well done by the LA Black Storm. Congratulations to them.
You hope this is the first of many games featuring American competition against international foes. The future of the XLeague bright indeed. But today belongs to LA. The Black Storm headed to the playoffs as the number 4 seed. They needed 35 points, they got 40. What a way to wrap up the regular season. Hopefully the first of many with international competition in the XLeague. For our entire crew, for my broadcast partner Lane Grigg, I'm Kit McGonigal. We wish you good night from Orange County, where the Black Storm take down the Mexican national team 48-8. And we will see you in the postseason. Playoff time in XLeague football.